Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nabil ASYRAF bin Muhammad Rozaini and my matrix number is 2023115671. I will be presenting on my second assignment of CSC508 data structure. So the task that have been given to me is to develop an inventory application using stack and queue, which inherit linked lists and consists of these following additional functions. So the first function is to calculate sum, average, mean and max. And then the second one is to move or copy object data within the data structure. And the last one is an optional function to perform expression conversion. Now let's look at the coding part. Basically, there are 6 different classes created to complete this assignment. And I will go through one by one of these classes. The first class is linked list. The linked list is really important to ensure that the program is working well. So the linked list class consists of several methods such as the constructor, the isEmpty method to check the empty list, and then there's also insert at front method to insert data at the front of the list, and other different methods. So as you can see here, I also include the node and the empty list exception class inside the linked list class. So the node class is used to represent node in the linked list which containing data, while the empty list exception class is used to handle empty list issues. The next class is queue class, which extend the linked list class. That means that this class implements queue data structure using the linked list functionalities. So queue class consists of methods such as the constructor method, which evoking the superclass constructor, the enqueue method to insert object from the back, and then dequeue method to remove object from the front, and other different methods. Enqueue and dequeue basically is a very crucial method to make sure that we can insert and remove object from the queue. Moving on into the class which is stack class. Stack class is also extend the linked list class just like the queue class. So the stack class consists of methods such as the constructor, the push method to insert elements at the front of the stack, the pop method to remove and return object data from the stack, and other different methods. Just like queue, push and pop method is crucial to make sure user can insert and remove object within the stack. In summary, the queue and stack class inherit and adapt to the functionalities provided by the linked list to implement their own specific method. Now, moving on to the next class, which is InfixtoPostfixConverter. This class consists of a method that allows the conversions of infix into the postfix expressions. It implements by using stack to handle different operators based on their precedence rules and retain the postfix expression. The next class is jewelry class, which basically a blueprint of creating jewelry objects. So the class have 5 different attributes, and it consists of methods such as the constructor, the setter, the getter, and the toString methods. The last class is the jewelry main. The class starts by welcoming the user into the system and prompt user to insert the number of items. From there, different queue and stacks to manage the jewelry item is created here. Then the system will ask the user to insert details of the jewelry object based on the specific numbers of items. The object jewelry then is created based on the user inputs and enqueue into the jewelry queue. Then, based on its materials, item from jewelry queue is moved or copied into gold queue and other queue. I have to perform an object casting to ensure that smooth moving process within different queue. I also use queue temp to insert back items that have been dequeued into the original or main queue, which is jewelry queue. This process of moving within queue just to show how we could implement queue to queue transfer. Next, I also move the item, insert the jewelry queue into a stack called jewelry stack, using the push method to move or copy the items in queue into the stack. After that, the system will display an option menu using J option on various operation or action on jewelry. They basically 9 different options which fulfill the task requirement, and this option will call different functions that perform different functionalities on the jewelry. Now let's go through the functions. So the first one is display all queue. This function display all items inside the jewelry queue. So queue temp here is used to restore the item back into the jewelry queue. So the next function is display gold queue and display other queue. So these two functions is the same as display all queue, but both are used to display detail inside different queue based on their materials. And we also have display all stacks, which allows the system to display item inside the stack. Next function is display details. This function allowing the calculation of sum, average, finding minimum and maximum value based on the item inside the stack. Then there is search item function, which allow user to find item information based on the item's name. So user have to insert the specific name to search, and the system will find the item and display its details. The next one is remove item function, which allow user to remove item based on its name out of the stack. The same as the search item, the remove item need user to insert specific name item to be removed, and the system will remove all the item informations and details. And then the last functions actually is for converting infix to postfix, which taken from the infix to postfix converter itself. So for this method here, now that I have been done explaining the code, let's run the program and see the output. Let's run the program now. So I have to insert the number of items that I want to enter. So let's say I want to enter 3 different items. So then I have to insert all 3 items details. So let me enter it first. The second item, the third item, so after inserting all the item based on the number, the program will display an option menu. This option menu allow user to perform various functionalities on the items. So now let's look at option number 1, display all item information from queue. So this option allows the program to display all the items inside the jewelry queue. As you can see, we insert 3 items. We can also display 3 items here. Moving on to the option number 2, to display item with gold material inside the queue. So as you can see, we have 2 different items, which is necklace and bracelet, which their material is gold. And here you go, we can display it. So the third option is to display items that is not gold, which is in our case is ring. Ring is diamond. It's not gold, so it classify into other material item. So these 3 is displayed based on the queue. Moving on to the 4th option, which is display all item information from stack. So I can also display all item information from stack right here, same as queue. So as you can see on my code, I copy and move object items from the queue into the stack. Thus, I can display it from the stack. Moving on to the next option, which is option number 5, is to display the details, which consists of the sum, the average, the minimum, and the maximum value from the stack. So let's see. As you can see here, these are the details based on the 3 items information that we have inserted. Moving on to the next option, which is option number 6, to search for specific item by name. So I have to insert the jewelry name, the specific jewelry name. Let's say I want to find details related to bracelet. So I just enter number, and here you go. Matching item found from stack. It displays all the material, the style, the price, and the quantity for the bracelet. Moving on to the next option, option number 7, to remove specific item by name. So let's do it. The same as such, I have to enter the jewelry name that I want to remove. Let's say I also want to remove the bracelet. Item removed from stack, meaning that this item is already removed from stack, meaning that if we display the stack, the bracelet will not be in there. So moving on to the last function, which is the InfixtoPostfixConverter. So this function is called from the InfixtoPostfixConverter class. So let's try it. And here you go. As you can see, the infix expression that we have, 3 plus 4 multiplied by 2 divided by 1 minus 5 divided by 2 divided by 2. We change this infix expression into the postfix expression, and the result is right here. So that is our last functions. So the next option is to exit the system. I just choose 9 and then click OK. And as you can see, thank you, good day. So that's all from my presentation. Thank you.